What's up, Rockstars? How's it going? Today I have a huge update for you. I got some deets on Batman. I got a whole bunch of other stuff that's coming up. Some companies that are in trouble. There's a lot going on. There's fires, there's excitement, there's all sorts of things that I want to share with you guys starting now. As always, a huge shout out to my patrons and YouTube members. It is through their financial support that this channel is possible. If you appreciate the videos I make every single week for you guys, and you can give even $1 a month, there's a link down in the description below. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the video. With that out of the way, here's a tease. Batman Who Laughs. I'm not going to say any more. That'll be later. Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty, a huge shout out to my sponsor, the long-term sponsor, Into the AM. Their shirts are awesome. This is a shirt I actually designed with them, but they have some amazing shirts, fantastic quality. I'm all about pairing you guys with cool content and great quality product. That's what this is. They got some new designs that I'm really interested in. For instance, they have this thing where like the UFOs are taking up the pyramids. I think that's hilarious. They have this owl one that is fantastic looking. Look at this thing. They did a really smart job, I think, on that, making the owl kind of like a mint green, and then the kind of almost pinkish purple that they have going on there. And so those are complementary colors, almost a red-green spectrum there. Very smart, very well done. All of their stuff is smart. It's fantastic. They also have some really cool tanks. So if you haven't seen that yet, they are right here. They are awesome. It's the same cool stuff plus more, and they are on the tanks. So summer's coming. A lot of you guys live where it gets really hot or you just want to be comfortable. That's where this comes in. Super duper cool. There's sales always going on. I have a 10% discount code for you guys down in the description below. That works on everything in the store, and it always works even on top of sales. It's fantastic. You'll save money and get great quality product, I promise. Link down in the description below. Let's jump into everything else now. Starting things out with Tiny Epic Vikings, 606,636. I couldn't make that up if I tried. Oh, no, they ruined it. 787 now. It's funny, it keeps going like that. I wonder if it'll keep repeating. That's kind of interesting. Seriously though, fantastic. It's doing very well. It's on its way to 2 million. It only has 62 hours left to go. So this is like your final warning from the videos from me, because it'll be over by the time I get another news video out to you guys. So there is a link in the description to everything I'm covering today. Go ahead and check that out, and more, and more. There's a ton of links down there, a plethora of them for coming up campaigns, current ones, all that jazz down in the description. But yeah, Tiny Epic Vikings did very well, and I'm sure they're quite happy with it. And again, people are saying Tiny Epic Blood Rage, which instantly makes people excited. And you get a lot of that same kind of area control thing. It's the first Tiny Epic game to have a map. Overall, very cool stuff, like a game board. This is a nice shout out. This is a Bring Ukrainian Refugees to the Joy of Board Games GoFundMe. This was actually a campaign that ran very successfully before, and it turns out that with the war that they have now, they have some like 1,000 copies for Ukraine that they can't get into Ukraine. So they're trying to get a drive to be able to get that in through ulterior motives, and still keep the company that was going to get them afloat and give them to refugees. It's a small card game that they can play, so they can travel if they need to relocate or anything like that. They want to give them out to refugees so that they can still have some kind of goodness in their life. I think it's a commendable thing. I think people would like it. It looks like anything to play with your children or to get your mind off of the day-to-day struggles, I think is fantastic. So that is in the description below as well. Go ahead and give them some love. I love the community that we have here, and I know we're very giving. Next up, RuneScape. That's coming out on the 31st. Always got to remind you of that. So again, that's very soon. If you didn't know, that's real soon here. Pretty good price, because it's actually a little bit of a lighter game mechanic wise. It's essentially it's a lot like the Skyrim game. It's a map that you're kind of moving around, and then you kind of get events, and you can kind of go skill train and get XP and different things, fight bosses, the typical RuneScape stuff, but in a board game that looks like it's quick to set up and easy to play. You know how much I value those things, so I think that's great. I think it's good that it'll hit a lot of people's tables, which is fantastic. Next up, Batman, let's cover this. I have some information to share with you guys because if you didn't know, the campaign is live now. Link in the description below. You can go check out Season 3 in the RPG. They're going to show off some things here. This is the preview stuff. I have some actual numbers for you guys though as well. It talks about the role-playing game. That's going to be cool. It's based off of the D20 system, and it says development of the 3.5 system, but I don't think that's D&D 3.5. It's this D20, and I don't know the numbering system within that. So you'll forgive me for not knowing, but that's the information for you guys that do know. Now you know what, now you know what it is. They have this essentially solo co-op expansion. That's what this one is, which shows Batman and Catwoman working together. Very fitting. I think that's great. They have the Gotham City in Flames, and this is where you'll see like Punchline and Ghostmaker and all those guys go into this one. So there's that as well. And there's actually some more. So let's go ahead and cover that. So they have the Gordon Pledge for 55 euros. That's the core book for RPG. So you can get the RPG, 55 bucks. You got it. There you go. Then for 149 euro, it'll be the core book, the adventure book, Gotham City Guide, Game Master Screen, essentially all RPG stretch goals. This is the RPG pledge that I think most people go for, and it's a savings. It would normally be about 188 euros, what they're saying. Now, we go back to that, and there is a Riddler pledge. That is at 249 euro. That's actually a jump from what I'm about to say. It's the same as the last one with the RPG stuff, but with the core boxes of the board game as well. And its revised rule book and all the different aids and booklets that they have available now. Now, if you just want the board game, you can get the core boxes for 125 euro. That's a fantastic thing. If you don't remember, season 1, it was 2 giant boxes. There's a lot of gameplay there. Huge amount of gameplay there. They put the stretch goals into the box so that those core boxes include the stretch goals. It's just not like the expansions. And then they have a season 3 all-in pledge. I don't have a price for that, so you're going to have to, again, check that link down below to find that out. But that comes with the solo co-op mode box, the back computer files, which is all their different player aids and stuff like that, hero sheets and whatnot from season 3, Gotham City in Flames expansion. They have the Narrow Chronicles 2, which is a villain campaign, but it will have 21 villain dashboards from season 1 to season 2. It essentially makes it to where it's all, like, you just have pretty much all the villains that they had there, and Anarchy miniature from the picking zone. Now, what I teased, that was this right here, Batman Who Laughs. They actually made a miniature of Batman Who Laughs for the board game with the game tile and everything. They did it originally as like a promo that was only available in the French language, and it was very, very small. Not very many people got it. They are now making that available for free for everybody who backs. So again, link in the description below. Batman Who Laughs is a very cool character. If you don't know who it is, you'll have to read the comics. I'm not going to spoil that whole world, but it's quite interesting and definitely a cool character. So very, very cool on that. Now, moving on from that, this is a 3D print and physical miniature Kickstarter. This is by Bold. I follow them because they do some very interesting, very unique miniatures that I really appreciate. And this one, they're doing this kind of like party thing. They have a cute little dog. I think everybody's going to love that. And they have these really cool looking characters. I know there's a lot of like RPGs that are like more kid friendly that have to do with like small characters, stuff like that. This really reminds me of that. So if you ever wanted to like make a character in that RPG, I think a lot of these could actually work. They're just very, very nice, bright eyed, not necessarily chibi, but kind of with the kind of big head, very stylized, cartoonish look. And they all just look like a lot of fun. And they have kind of the classics. And of course, they have the dog. So that is linked in the description below as well. I always like to highlight something that shows a good artistic vision. I think that's really cool. It looks very unique. Now, this is an important update here. This is SHEOL. If you back SHEOL, pay attention. You will get an email about this, not just this update, but you will get a separate email. But anybody can help with this. Anybody watching can help with this. What happened? The exact same thing as Oathsworn, essentially. So they actually had some estimates based off the size that the manufacturer was giving them for their pledges, and it turned out that it was like half. They were expecting essentially 54 to be able to be on a pallet, and then when they actually put it on the pallet, they were like, whoopsies, I guess it's actually 30. So that means they essentially almost doubled the amount of container space they need, so the amount of containers they need, which of course raises the price a lot. Now they're able to do some of this, but they are a small team of 5 people. And so they're doing kind of the same thing where it's like, hey, we need to like raise the funds for this. We're trying to distribute it as little as possible so that people can, essentially they're not hit so much with it. So the prices are, they have it down here. Oh, and they cover the timeline of things. They cover their decision process. They cover the numbers. You can see how much they're forking over to this. You can see how much the price is raised. They actually post their email they got. So very transparent, which I very appreciate. I think most people do. So they need €30 per all-in or Scout Pledge and €20 per core box backer. If you recall, Oathsworn was smaller, but Oathsworn was a much bigger campaign with a lot more to stretch that cost over, right? That's kind of the difference there, because the cost, this price is still very, very big and proportionally, especially so. So, that's what they're doing here. That being said, they actually have 3 links here. I will link to these 3 down below. You can go ahead and do that. One of them, though, if you want, is just a link for donation for everyone to help. If you want to give more, you can do that. You can change the quantity that you want to do here, and you can help donate, help people get their games, and maybe even make it to where the company's doing kind of okay afterwards. That's, I think, the goal. We definitely don't want companies to be a one and done thing, right? I've been preaching that for a long time, that I want companies to continue to do right by us, but to invest in their communities and invest in their games. So that's what this is, I think, all about. And 10% off everything. I think I probably skipped that right here. Yes. The exact same thing. For life, everything they do, 10% off. They have been working on another one that they are planning to do Q4 2022. I'll be sure to cover that once it's available. They said it's going to be even more unique than SHEOL. I don't even know what that looks like because SHEOL was already unique. So, yeah, indie company trying to do what's right. Very, very apologetic. Very sorry they're even asking. They almost feel that when you read it, it almost feels like they're ashamed of asking. And I want them to succeed and do well in this industry and keep providing great games for us to enjoy. So if you appreciate unique indie developers, this is definitely one to look out for. So go ahead and show them some love. Link in the description below, of course. Okay, Avalonia. This was canceled. As you know, they will be coming back, and they will be changing some things. I'll keep you guys up to date on that. They did open a Facebook group, and they are asking for, feedback and stuff like this. Like, they're definitely doing a community outreach. And so if you want, Avalonia to do well, if you have opinions on that, feel free to share that with them as well. Again, of course, link down below. I'm not going to go through everything here. You can see this in the link. But they're kind of, really kind of making it toward like, hey, this is a great game. We know this is a great game. People who've played it said it's a great game. We just need to sell that better and make it, desirable. If there was any hiccups that people were like, oh, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, they want to tackle that essentially. Okay, this is big. Age of Rome. The Pledge Manager is open. Beautiful game. Not the type of game I typically cover, but very, very pretty. I did want to disclaim, by the way, I found out that Tetum Game Studios is actually, I got a message from them on Patreon, which means that they are a patron. So there's a full disclaimer there. I didn't even look up how much they give, but I'm sure it's fine. Either way, just want to let you guys know on that. But the Pledge Manager is open. They let me know that. And so I said, okay, thanks. I'll let you guys know. Again, very pretty game. It has like the clear discs that you put on there when you were building up your little areas there. A circular board, very interesting looking. That is for sure. They have the spinners all around it. It's wild. Okay, this is big. Castles of Burgundy Special Edition by Awaken Realms. They are taking this and they are going to pimp the crap out of it. So if you like Castles of Burgundy and you would like a special premium collector's edition, whatever you want to call it, that's what this is. And the campaign launches in 8 hours as time of recording, which means it's pretty much live probably around the time you're watching this now. Link in the description below. It probably just launched. And they have like a castle minis and all these big, beautiful hex tiles. I think they're like 30% larger and stuff like that. Also, it's like not even that much. Like if you look at the prices here, $100, converted, right? About $100 for the special gameplay all-in edition. And if you don't want miniatures, only 90. A $10 difference. So, I mean, unless you hate minis, go ahead and get the mini one. You're not saving a lot of money doing otherwise. So you may as well get the minis. And again, they have these cool castles, that you get to lay down on there. but it looks very pretty. Bright colors, dual layer board, the whole thing is like that. It looks like a labor of love for a game that a lot of people enjoy. People love farming them sheeps. I know you guys do. I know you do. It's okay. You can admit it. Not everybody has to agree with me that sheep are boring. Sheep are kind of cool. I dig sheep. I could be friends with a sheep. So all kidding aside, it's pretty much all the game that you could want. I mean, they even have like, what's this the team game and solo game expansions number 9 and 10. So there's a lot here. Okay. And for honestly, pretty cheap for our standards anyway, right? Last one, Dungeons and Lasers Encounters. I'll try to get a sample of this and show it off to you guys if I have enough time, but it's going to be huge. Archon Studios does a great job with this. They produce them well. They actually get them out. They deliver them quite well to a bunch of people. It's all ready for your D&D stuff. And really what they're talking about is quick setup. That's what they're focused on here. And that's like their whole pitch here is this flash setup, easy to paint. They're just trying to make it as easy as possible to get a thematic, good looking game on your table. That's what the goal is here by the looks of it. A lot of scatter terrain, a lot of different worlds. They're like, lay down your pre-mat, pop these things on, you're good to go. So yeah, what this shape will be fully, I don't know. I guess we'll find out here soon. But for now, you can go in and follow early and see what's coming up. So, and that's on GameFound this time too. So that's a big change there. Guys, that is it. Again, I try to get it pretty quick to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed that rapid pace as we went through some really cool stuff that's coming up. Again, there's a ton of links down below for you guys. If you appreciate all of that, if you appreciate me sharing all this, please like the video on your way out, and thank you so very much. If you have any questions, let me know. If I missed anything I need to cover, let me know, of course, and I'll talk to you guys again very, very soon. Bye, guys. I just said bye, and I kept recording. I need to stop recording before I sing anymore.